spent 2 years deciding how to arrange tables and chairs in offices for the UK's leading space management company. It didn't take long for Pete to realise that office space management wasn't his calling in life either. Inspired by a short animation entitled Radish Man, which Pete had created in his spare time, he decided to retrain as an animator at Central St Martin's College of Art and Design. Pete achieved a distinction in his postgraduate diploma. Pete has gone on to win multiple awards for animations he's directed. His octogenarian sci-fi thriller, Hell of the Aged, won the award for Best British New Animation at the Edinburgh International Film Festival. Also, his pork-based family comedy, Flavor Bacon, was screened in film festivals across the globe, including Brazil, Romania, the USA and Denmark. As well as creating his own films, Pete works as a director at the Oscar-winning animation company Tandem. There, he's had the opportunity to create adverts for big brands, such as Fellaway, the leading feline facial pheromone diffuser. In all seriousness, Pete is a creative genius. I'm sure it's only a matter of time before we see him winning a BAFTA for his work, or for one of his characters to become as much of a household name as Morph or Cyril Sneer. The second facet of Pete's personality I'd like to talk about is his athletic prowess. Pete has an annoying habit of being remarkably good at any sport he tries his hand at. Whether it's coming first in go-karting on his own stag do, beating Robin at squash, one-on punting, or doing an impromptu handstand, Pete is a natural athlete. However, Pete's sporting talent took a little while to flourish. On attempting his 5-metre swimming badge, aged 5, Pete began sinking just before the halfway mark. That's 2.5 metres in. Unfazed and showing an impressive amount of determination, despite the fact he was busy drowning, Pete pushed on. He even switched from breaststroke to doggy paddle. Sadly, it was clear he was not going to make it, and the lifeguard was forced to intervene and hoik him out the water. Pete's primary sporting focus is squash. He arrived at university holding the prestigious title of Under-18 Lincolnshire County Squash Champion. Surely a man of such talents would have walked straight into the university team and earned himself a blue. Not Pete. According to one source, Pete felt it was more important to nurture the grassroots of the Queen's College Squash League. According to another, Pete missed the tryouts and couldn't be bothered with the training commitment involved with playing for the university. Such was Pete's impact as squash captain of Queen's College. His notable achievements were getting 20 squash club polo shirts printed and organising a squash committee club pub lunch. It's worth mentioning that the other 2 committee members were myself as treasurer and Laura as secretary. In spite of Pete's seeming gift for all things sporting, I'm still to be convinced of his prowess in any sport requiring physical strength. Pete's naturally concave physique and bone-to-muscle ratio of 2-to-1 mean his talents in Greco-Roman wrestling and weightlifting are still not yet fully realised. In fact, I seem to remember Jenny Singerman convincingly beating Pete in an arm wrestle at university, using her weaker arm. Pete's third virtue is his showmanship. Pete is an entertainer without compare. The first time I met Pete, he was performing cartwheels whilst in a queue for Freshers Fair in our first week at university. This example of Pete entertaining a captive audience sums up one of the most obvious aspects of Pete's personality. Pete is a show-off. Pete will juggle oranges if there's a bowl of fruit in close proximity. Pete will rush and dance, perform the moonwalk, or do the jive if there is any form of beat. At the tender age of 10, Pete began to show signs of his natural showmanship when he won the St. Augustine's Primary School disco dancing contest. Pete's arrhythmic spasming on the dance floor was rewarded with a Paula Abdul vinyl single.